The CHIPS bill passed some procedural hurdles today, pretty much ensuring that it's going to be passed in the Senate a little bit later this week. Now, this is a big subsidy for the semiconductor chip manufacturing industry here stateside. Joining me now to discuss this even further is Volker Sorger. He is a professor at George W. In the nation's capital, and we appreciate your time, Professor. Let's just get to basics here. What is a semiconductor chip? How crucial are they? What are they in? Why do we need them?
Well, thanks, Andrew. This is a very, very timely subject matter. In fact, semiconductors are literally everywhere. We have it in our hands. Here is a smartphone, which is in my hand. It's in there. We use it. We touch it every day. It's in every computer. It's in every laptop. It's in every iPad. It's in many health products. It's in many smart toothbrushes. It is in internet, in servers that make the world go round. Literally right now, we're using chips this very second in this, Zoom call here, voice over IP. It's in DoD, it's in airplanes, in drones. It's in cybersecurity, keeps our nation safe. It is in smart houses that know when the light should be turned on or off. In every fridge. It is literally the backbone of society of the 21st century.
Okay, so they are very crucial, like you were explaining there. Wow. Okay, so this bill essentially is a big subsidy to semiconductor chip manufacturers here domestically. It would provide $52 billion to make more chips here at home, to make the United States more competitive on the world stage. I was reading that right now we get, I think, upwards of 80 to 90% of our semiconductor chips from Taiwan. And so really, what is the market like here? And do you think this subsidy bill is necessary?
Absolutely, Andrew. It is necessary, and it is, to be frank, it's overdue. It is something we have been discussing for quite some time. So if you open some great products out there, it often says designed in, for instance, California, or designed in the US, but manufactured, it is somewhere around the world. Taiwan, for example, is one of the big players so far. So it is, in the end, design and manufacturing, you can obviously see it, they go hand in hand. So if we skip part away, we're really doing only half of the job. We should be doing the full job for many of reasons, not just for jobs itself, like raw jobs. It's also for innovation. It's for creating ideas and for also being in control. Some of these technologies, they keep us flying safe. They are important for our military. They're important for what we give to our children to play with and so on. So if we give this technology's manufacturing portion away, we're really losing a lot of opportunity, and we are opening ourselves to honestly to risks. So these are all very important reasons why this bill can instigate, it can infuse this manufacturing basically in the nation right here, right at home. So it is very timely, it is overdue, and I think the clear, and it's a bipartisan bill, so it's really supported from all sides. So I think this sort of speaks exactly 64-34. So really wonderful, exactly. It really speaks to the importance of it, and we're very hopeful that it will pass the Senate very soon.
Okay, yes. So it did pass some of these procedural hurdles, really guaranteeing that it's going to pass for a full Senate vote soon, hopefully before, the August recess and lawmakers leave town on Friday. Let's go into the manufacturing industry itself. Volker, how long does it take to make a semiconductor chip? Because that was some of the criticisms from, companies like Intel, that they could not shoulder or burden some of the huge costs. They would have to basically transition some of their facilities into specifically making only chips or ramping up chip production. And so, some of this money is going to these companies if it is passed. And so do you, expect that some of the shortage of chips will be alleviated?
In the long run, I think so, but certainly not in the, let's say, not in the months time frame at all.
Okay.
Chips chips. In fact, there's an entire roadmap that was in place for many, many years. It's called something called ITRS, International Technology Roadmap of Semiconductor. And it basically we call this scheduled invention. So until a chip comes out, there are probably 5 years that lead up to this. Now, what this bill will do, it will really speed up developing cycles. It will speed up then the actual ramp of the production basically here. But it will be really a true catalyst for bringing these manufacturing part back into into the nation.
Okay. Also, I was also curious as well. Essentially, you know, there are national security implications if we do not ramp up production here at home. We know that, you know, the burgeoning threat of China is on the minds of so many lawmakers as well. Do you think that would, you know, kind of take off some of the pressure about this and so much more?
That's exactly right, Andrew. So right now, if certain chips products come from overseas, not done in-house here, then at first order, we don't really know what's in there. Yes, we could maybe, you know, open them up, we can dissect them, we can take a peek inside, but we really are trusting some third parties that, like with these chips. If we do it here, we have full control over it from start to finish. And yeah, since you asked also earlier, how long does it take? Indeed, it takes actually for a single chip to manufacture, it takes several months when everything is ready. And so there are these sort of long cycles of development, and then production, of course, is much quicker. But that bill will really accelerate this sort of process, and I really hope that this bill will give back some ammunition to the still leading chip manufacturers like Intel, for example. Now, incidentally, there are also some exciting innovations around manufacturing itself. For instance, more smaller plants that are focusing on certain specific processors, something maybe that's referred to ASICs or application-specific integrated circuits. Maybe people have heard about GPUs, of course. They are very important for data centers right now. They process a lot of our information. Artificial intelligence is massively spurred by these unique chips, let's call them, these ASICs chips. And there's a lot of potential actually to build more of this, basically in-house here, like domestically, with like new funds and stimulus.
Yeah. Volker, last word, final thoughts. Are you happy that, you know, Capitol Hill finally took this up, or is it too little too late in your view?
I think I'm very happy that Capitol Hill actually took it up. We need to get going. It is a bit on the late side, but we have shown in the past that we can be very, very quick. If we really want to get something done, we can do it. And I think this time will be no different.
All right, Volker Sorger there at George Washington University in the nation's capital. We appreciate your time and your expertise into these matters, and we'll definitely be following this piece of legislation and see if it is, in fact, passed in the Senate later this week. Volker, thanks so much for your time.
Andrew, thank you so much. Have a good night.